Tonight's player guest is, if you ask any of his teammates, the guy who has clearly taken his game to another level in the last year. The swaggy, sneakerhead, sharpshooter from Ada, Oklahoma, and a leader for the Cougars. Give it up for Jaxon Robinson. Welcome, Jax.
How's it going? Coach?
Yeah, baby. Have fun.
Is this my shirt?
Yes, it is.
Right. Take a seat, my friend.
Man.
And welcome to the show.
How's it going?
Good to have you here. How you feeling after a successful trip to Las Vegas?
Great. I feel great. Excited for the next game.
I can imagine so, and it happens tomorrow night against Fresno State. We'll get to that in just a moment, but as you look back on what BYU has done on the 6-0 start, and you've been around the program for a long time, Coach Pope's talked about just how hard it is to go through growing pains and frustrations. You dealt with that last year. You've overcome it, and now it's paying off. What's the biggest difference between last year's team this time of year and where the team is on November 30th of this year?
Right. I'd probably say experience. Just playing together for a year, getting to know each other, not only on the court but off the court. I feel like everybody has a great relationship, and it shows on the court. I feel like some guys didn't gel as well last year as they do this year, but I feel like everybody's super connected, and it's showing. So. I
loved a lot of things about what you and your teammates did specifically in Las Vegas, but there was a sequence where you're defending, you tap the ball, you steal it, you run down the floor, and you dunk, and you let the emotion out. You know what? Coach, I know that the technical foul is never an ideal scenario, but I was like, I'm totally okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. Walk us through that sequence.
It was late shot clock. I anticipated that he was going to shoot the ball, and I have long arms, so I blocked it. And then, like you said, just had to let some emotion out. There's a lot of chatter going on during the game, so just had to make sure that I let him know.
How do you navigate that, Coach?
I mean, are we live? Are we live?
Nobody's here.
I love when our guys have emotion. I love it. I love when Jax shows emotion. I think the whole team gets excited when Jax has emotion. And I'd like to push right up to the limit and then save the free throws. But you know, Jax made an unbelievable play. The best part of the play was
the block.
Which part about the block?
Not fouling.
Yes, that was the best part of the play, and then it was just a big time play and a big time finish and big time emotion. And listen, this is an emotional game. It's an emotional game, and so sometimes if we go a little bit over the limit in a non-confrontational way, sometimes that's going to happen. But you know, we're pushing the limit the best we can. I was really proud of the way Jax played all weekend.
Just claim that you were yelling into the oblivion, and a player happened to be in your face.
That's exactly what happened.
One of the things these guys are doing, Jax talked about the players being so much more tight-knit. Just today in practice, it's really longer than 40 minutes, but we just eventually get to 40 minutes on the clock. And, you know, we're doing a drill today, and Jax hits a three and kind of falls over as he makes the shot, and Dallin races over. Jax lands on the floor, and you know, Dallin starts to do heart compressions on him just as he's, you know, and that's in practice, right? That's just the way these guys communicate and the relationship they have and the energy they're bringing. Certainly Jax is bringing a ton of energy to his teammates also, which is cool.
I know you want to stay even keel, and you are that guy. You're the leader in that regard in many ways, is just your steady approach. But this team, not surprisingly, has kind of taken the nation by storm. You're a top 20 team. We're not even into December. So how do you handle the, I guess, early notoriety that BYU basketball has right now?
Just knowing that this isn't like the end goal for us. We have a lot that we want to accomplish, and this is only the start. I feel like Coach does a great job of making sure that we do stay focused even when, you know, we have the ranking, we have the people looking at us, just making sure that we're, like you said, even keel.
Coach, on November 30th, as a top 20 team in America, and the metrics look great. Ken Pomeroy, all of that good stuff, really likes BYU basketball right now. So how do you, I guess, appreciate that, but not let it get to your players' heads?
I think the thing we want to focus on is why we're successful. So what happens, like human nature, winning is distracting and losing is distracting and the season is distracting, everything's distracting. And I do think that we're built in a way where we might have an advantage over just about every other team in the country in terms of our guys being able to stay focused on the things that are bringing them success, and not getting distracted and kind of chasing something else. And that's what we're working on. And listen, we're going to have, right now we're having an unbelievable run, and there's going to be some hiccups during the course of the season. It just is, that's the nature of the season. And but if we can stay focused on things that are making us successful, I mean, I'll use Jax as an example because he's here. So, 10 days ago we're doing a smash drill, which it doesn't matter what it is, but it's just guarding in action. And Jax had a little bit of frustration guarding the action, right? And so the last 2 days in practice, we've run that back because it's something that Fresno State does a lot. And Jack has been so dialed in and so energetic and so aggressive, and like it's been no issue, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the type of stuff where if our guys stay focused on the stuff that the building blocks of being really good, all the other stuff just finds itself into the game, right? And I think we can be successful. I think our guys are built that way, where they can stay pretty focused. You agree with that?
Of course.
Let's go. That's a good answer for your coach, by the way. Now, I do want to put you in a position where maybe you don't get to do this very often, Jaxon, and that is I'd like you to, I guess, break down some film of Coach Pope recently from something that happened in Las Vegas. And this is because the national media went nuts, Coach, when they saw you do this, okay?
Here we go.
They saw you do this. A box out by Coach Pope, and everyone's like, this is amazing footwork. This is an amazing job by Coach DeStefano. How would you rate his footwork in the box out?
Well, I just want to say, to start out, I mean, the sprint to the box out was just amazing.
Foose is not the only one that pulled a hamstring.
But, I mean, I feel like he definitely could have got lower. I feel like he was a little too tall. But, hey, it was great.
I'm probably going to have my wrist slapped later for this. But that's great. You don't get to do that very often. He gets to critique you. But, hey, I appreciate that insight right there. Coach, do you feel like it's fair assessment of that effort?
I think that's really actually very, very insightful, actually. Very, very well done. Future coach, maybe.
Let's go.
Someday. Come on.